So it looks like Breanna Stewart's wife, Marta Sargay, calls out Lisa Leslie. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name correctly. If not, please let me know down below with all due respect, right? So it looks like Lisa Leslie was doing an Unrivaled commentary one of these games, and she pretty much let everyone know who she thought would be runner-up for MVP of Unrivaled, right? So let me just pull up the clip real quick. And pretty much she was pretty mad that Breanna Stewart's name wasn't on that list, and pretty much said, put some respect on her. Like, put some respect on the name. And she listed her stats, 19.7 points per game. Completely understand. And let me be completely honest. Look, I understand that Breanna Stewart is one of the owners, one of the founders of the league. As her wife, you should be supporting her no matter what. If you feel disrespected by that, or if you feel disrespected that she's not in the MVP conversations, to be honest with you, I don't think that she's really surprised me in this league. If anything, she's disappointed me, with all due respect. Not saying her numbers aren't respectable, but I have a higher standard for Breanna Stewart, Stewie as we call her in the basketball world, right? I have a higher standard for her. With all due respect, I hope that's okay for everyone. You know, I expect Breanna Stewart to ball out, especially in a 3-on-3 league that she went and created. I've seen Breanna Stewart go coast to coast. I've seen Breanna Stewart, we call her the baby KD for a reason, correct? So what I see in Unrivaled is I'm not used to seeing that in Stewie. So for me, there's other girls who have been way more impressive and have done much more to me in this league to be able to call them an MVP of the league. Not saying Breanna Stewart isn't doing well. She's not playing good basketball. I'm not going to say that. But I expected more out of her. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels that way. I expected more out of Breanna Stewart. I expect her to ball out. I expect her to average a double-double or, you know what I mean, in this league and things like that. I expect those things. But averaging 19 points a game is not going to cut it for me to have an MVP conversation when you have a Napheesa Collier who is averaging 26, when you have a Chelsea Gray who is going back-to-back games over 32, 35, scoring 38 points, leading Unrivaled in scoring, I believe the case is, averaging higher points than Breanna Stewart as a point guard. I get it. But my thing is this. Don't call out Lisa Leslie for now being directly straightforward when it comes to who's in the MVP conversations. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me show you guys. Right? So this is the picture here. This is Breanna Stewart's wife. And as you can see on the TV, it says race to MVP. Lisa Leslie. And whoever, there's some other lady commentating, whoever the case is, don't know her. Okay? She put, as you can see, Napheesa's up there, Chelsea Gray's up there, Kayla McBride respectfully, Ryan Howard respectfully, and Dearica Hamby. 100% respect to Dearica Hamby up there. I'm putting her over a lot of the girls up there, and I'll give you my reasons after. So she saw this, and then she posted it on her Instagram and tagged Unrivaled, as you can see on the bottom right here. That's Unrivaled. And it says, oh, really? Question mark. At least she added the two girls commentating for the game, professionals in your wife's business. You don't intervene with your wife's business. To some degree, yes, but not publicly. You don't publicly put things like, this is your wife's business. So that means this is your company. And you're putting your own company on blast for the commentators you hired to commentate the game. Not good business at all. 1. 2. No disrespect. She put no disrespect, but put some respect on Stewie's, that she added Breanna Stewart, work. Nobody disrespected her work. I mean, respectfully, no disrespect. No one disrespected Breanna Stewart's work. They just simply didn't add her to the MVP race, which respectfully so, I don't believe Breanna Stewart's in the MVP race. If you look at Napheesa Collier, you want to go to the stats? Let's go to the stats real quick. I got you. Let's do that. Let's go to the stats. Okay? Player stats 2025, Unrivaled right here. First year of Unrivaled. Breanna Stewart is in the top 7 for points per game at 19.1. Napheesa Collier, who is ahead of her in the MVP race, is scoring 26.3. Kayla McBride is scoring 22.5. Dearica Hamby is balling right now with 21.5, 21.8. You could put that at 22 points per game. Chelsea Gray scoring about 21 points per game at 21.3. Ryan Howard scoring 20 points per game at 20.2. And then Alicia Gray is right above her at 20.1. Right? And then you have Breanna Stewart at 19.1, pretty much averaging 19 points. Now, not to mention, Napheesa Collier's team is 7-1, almost undefeated in this league, and they've been balling. And not to mention, Napheesa Collier won the one-on-one tournament. I mean, if I'm being honest, everybody after that, Kayla McBride, she started it off hot. She had like 30-something points the first game. And then she's been balling. She's averaging 22 points per game. You know, you could put rebounds in there. Yes, Breanna Stewart is leading all the rest of the players in rebounds besides Napheesa. But come on, we're talking about Unrivaled 3-on-3 rebounds. Is that really going to be a factor in who wins MVP? I don't care if you have 20 rebounds a game. You should see the rebounds. They're just grabbing the ball. They're not even trying. It's rebounds. Maybe there's a case, 1%, 2%, yes. Most of the time, these girls are grabbing rebounds. There's no one around. Who else is going to get it? Come on. It's 3-on-3. Right? You can add the rebounds if you want. I'm not. Not impressive. Kayla McBride, or De'Erica Hamby. These are girls we didn't expect to come in here and start balling. Everyone thought, and there's old tweets. We could pull that up. I just don't have time for that today. I have a lot of work to get done. Right? A lot of videos to get to. Breanna Stewart, in my opinion, was supposed to be balling. Everybody thought she's supposed to be balling. You cannot look me in this face or in this camera or when you're reading this video. You can't sit here and comment and tell me you expected Breanna Stewart to be playing how she's playing right now. You thought she would be playing better, and you know it. You thought Breanna Stewart would be playing better basketball. 100%. At least I did. And I know I can't be the only one that feels that way. So for me, Breanna Stewart, you haven't done enough, in my opinion, to even be considered in the MVP conversations. And in fact, you should check your wife respectfully, under the table, no cameras involved, no need to be talked about if you haven't already. Hey, I'm way better than what I'm playing anyways. You shouldn't even be happy with an MVP conversation talk, Breanna Stewart, because you're way better than what you're playing, respectfully. Don't take what I'm saying wrong. I think you are a better basketball player than what you're showing right now in a 3-on-3 league. When you have open space, you're supposed to be killing these girls. So no, you're not in the MVP conversation for me. But what I will say is this. Girls like Tiffany Hayes only played 8 games this year, averaging 13.5 points. But she's showing everybody I could play with you one-on-one. I don't need to be the 6th man off the bench with the aces. Let me show you. Let me go to the Valkyries. I could be the one-on-one. I could be a 21 points per game player when I get the minutes. She has great defense. She's showing that. She's playing good, very good offense. She's showing that. Another person, De'Erica Hamby. I can't talk about De'Erica Hamby enough. That girl plays hard as shit every time she gets on the court. She's very hard to guard, and she's going to go at you every single possession, and she's going to guard any big, it doesn't matter. And she's going to be physical. 3-on-3 Olympian, by the way. Ryan Howard, another girl. She can shoot the ball on you. She's not even playing good basketball right now, in my opinion, because I know how good Ryan Howard is. So I wouldn't even consider her to be a top 3 for the MVP. Ryan Howard would not even be in the top 3 for every MVP conversation for me. Yes, she's scoring, but she's way better than that, bro. Trust me. And that's the only reason I'm not putting them in there, because they're not playing to their today's standard. They're playing down, and they should be balling on. I can see talent. I know who can fucking play. Ryan Howard could ball. Breanna Stewart could ball. They're not playing that good. Period. Cut. Done. I'm getting too hyped up for this, and it's like 9 o'clock. Chelsea Gray, back-to-back 30-point games, has 38 points last night, and she's besides all the points, she's hitting game winner after game winner. She's literally putting the rows on her back, and she's carrying it. I mean, jump shot after jump shot, carrying them. So yeah, you can add her for this league in the MVP conversations right there with Kayla McBride and Napheesa Collier. Respectfully, and that's it, bro. And once again, and that's really all I'm going to talk about on this video. Once again, let me pipe down just a little bit. Too hyped up. It's about time. Around this time, let me give you guys a little story. So around this time, this is when I go to the gym. It's 9 o'clock. I get to the gym around 10, 11. Da da da. So my day starts like I just had my first. I had what 0.7. I had some steak right now, just ready for the gym. My first meal of the day. Probably eat some fruit in about 30, 40 minutes. Change, shower, probably get 2 more videos done. Maybe get some thumbnails and stuff like that done. Whatever the case is, you guys don't really, you know what I mean? But my energy is what I'm trying to say is I'm usually riled up right now. You know what I'm saying? So back to what I was saying. When it comes down to this, Breanna Stewart's wife, you know better. You should know better. This is technically your league. Why would you go and put one of your broadcasters on blast like that? Dude, that's so rude. That's so unprofessional of you. How are you going to go and call out and blast your employees on national television on a first-year league that's been around for 2 months and you're trying to get recognized? And then you're going to go try to put a legendary legend who done way more in the basketball world than you have, and you're going to disrespect her on Instagram. And now it's everywhere. That's just like, maybe I'm overthinking it, but if I'm Breanna Stewart, if I'm telling you like this, like, hey, don't you ever do that. Don't ever do that. If you feel some type of way, we could talk about it, keep it within our circle, but don't ever put one of our employees under the table like that. Respectfully, man. And that's all I got. Look, I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video. Appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you guys think should be the MVP and things like that of this year. You know, there's and one more person I'm not too happy with how they're playing is Enrique. I thought she'd be balling right now. I'm very impressed with Rakia. That's one girl, Aaliyah Edwards. I just want to give recognition right quick because you guys always say, oh, I'm not talking about da. Okay, well, I always talk about Rakia Jackson. Just because you don't see me here doesn't mean I'm not talking about them other places. Trust me. So Aaliyah Edwards, been balling. She showed that she could play with anybody in the one-on-one too. And then Rakia Jackson, been balling. Who else? Let's go down the list. Jordan Canada, she's been holding her ground. She's been doing her thing. Brittany Sykes, she's doing her thing, playing very hard. Vandersloot had a very nice game last game. Let me see. Marina Mabry, good to see you back on the court. Let me see. Natisha Hydeman, she the damn MVP. You know what? Natisha Hydeman should be the goddamn MVP of the goddamn league. I got a separate video. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Shout out to Natisha, man. You know what? You've been holding it down, bro. Straight up.